I think Saga was pretty bad today. Maybe we need to look at cutting that. Maybe we need to look at cutting that. We need to look at cutting that.
All right, I just sent out a live tweet.
All right, perfect. I'm live now with Curran here. Can everybody on Twitch hear me and hear us? I guess.
Testing, hello, testing.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I guess the elephant, not even the elephant, but the most obvious thing in the room here is Josh doing some trash talking about his Giants. Mopping the floor essentially with my Dodgers. So, got to give credit where credit's due, right? That 15-0 shellacking that we took the other night was pretty lopsided. What can I say, right? It is what it is. It's not a great season for the Dodgers, but it's somewhat of a rebuild year. If we can make the playoffs, I think I'll settle for that. Uh, I know Kieran here probably doesn't really follow baseball too much, but uh, I want to quickly shout out Kieran. For those who haven't read my metagame update, I made it public. But Curran gets a nice shout out in the sense that the weekend before he actually won the challenge with Moon Stompy. So congratulations.
Thank you. It was beautiful to betray you for an entire challenge.
So the backstory on that is just because I think it's really funny. Was I saw in a different chat that Curran had won or at least made the top eight, right? So I'm sending out messages to other people. Oh, Curran made the top eight, and then I message him congratulations after he wins, and he's like, "Oh no, Newton, I have unfortunate news to tell you." I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" And why don't you take it from there?
Yeah. So it was one of the weekends where the all access token was still happening, and I made a pact with a friend to um, register our mutual friend, Dirty Mike, aka Kulu Limpa's Red Stompy list, into a 4 a.m. challenge because we didn't think we were going to have the wherewithal to play anything else. Like that. Not to say that the deck is easy. It's just that like it has very like just lockout play to it, and very like just need to plan a few turns ahead kind of deal and figure that all out. But yeah, we decided to play it, and I ended up winning with it just off. I don't know. I just ran hot. Like I faced combo decks. I drew lock pieces. I just played it out, and it all went really well. So, yep.
That's awesome to hear. I always love hearing when you do well. I think just regardless, since I've known you for a while now, regardless of what deck you play, I usually root for the player, not so much. Obviously, I root for the deck too, but I tend to root for players as well. So, um, I think with that, I don't want to spend too much time. I think that's actually, I take that back. There's one other business I want to discuss before we move on. And let me see. Maybe this, maybe on MTG is the best way to do this. 1 second. I want to talk about the list that Chris, did well with recently.
Yes. Also, big shout out to Chris. Without him, we may not have been able to play Orcs tonight. So, really appreciate you lending these to us, Chris.
Yes, shout out to Chris for letting us borrow the cards for today, for tonight. And if he's on, that'd be awesome. But here's the event. So the trial that he 5-0'd with, actually he finished first, but here I think by alphabetical order, right? Um, but he played a pretty a list pretty close to what I had recommended. I think the main difference really was he's short a land. But everything else is like fairly.
As I recall, he was also playing Mana Donk Elves over the Nobles to get a little bit more Allosaurus Shepherd value.
Yes, so I think in the grand scheme of things, that's like personal preference. I personally think that nobles are better, but it's not a big deal. I think in the grand scheme of things because I think you can attack, which is the thing I like that I don't like about Birds of Paradise, for instance. I think initiative is while weakened is still a little bit around, and you're just gonna regret it if you run into Teferi, right? Like if you don't have a Matador that can attack.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
Okay, so he shout out to him for going 5-0 in the trials, and then that earned him a bye in the next day. Um, I'll just quickly touch up on like he went 7-2 for 14th place, so that's pretty impressive, right?
That's really impressive. I mean, a 9 round day and going 7-2, absolutely fantastic in my book.
Yeah, so something I talked to him about too was the ability to adapt on the fly, and I think he said he faced 3 matchups in the later rounds where he didn't had little to no experience against. So pretty proud of him for navigating that, and despite a kind of a rough start, he won his last 5 matches, which is pretty nice to see. So I won't harp on that too much, aside from just showcasing his list here. But yeah, I like I said, a lot. The big changes he's down a land, but everything else is like it's nothing too crazy. I don't think like I don't like Agent at the moment, but I think it's like a reasonable call. Same with Caracas. And then he played the regular land werewolves instead of the nobles, but that's not like too crazy. So Josh brought up a good point about the snuff outs not hitting Bowmaster. I actually don't think we care for the most part about Bowmaster because our deck conveniently doesn't draw cards. And Do you have any you know opinions on that before we actually jump into a quick some matches?
So we're talking about like opposing Bowmaster fear, basically.
Right, right. I don't think we care personally, but maybe you have a different opinion on that.
I mean, right now, like in theory, I think the best and cleanest answer to Bowmaster is Bowmaster. Like, you think about it, and like the one card that would obviously jump to mind is Veil of Summer, but that's not even that good against Bowmaster. Like, if you think about it, right? Because you
Right.
can always just do the damage to yourself, and then if it's still in response to a brainstorm, you can target the token because it amasses at the same time. They can just take the one damage and crank up, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and just have damage marked on it for that turn. So, like, Veil of Summer is not even really a clean answer to this card. The cleanest answer seems to be the Mirror. So, we'll see.
Um, I think I agree. That's like somewhat clean because at the end of the day, you like you take their bowmaster off the board. I'm just not sure we even care. Is I guess my bigger point. Like, sure they can like kill our mana dork. It's like effective if they're on the play and go turn two kill a dork, but it doesn't really kill. It doesn't kill Phenars unless they have like endurance or something to follow up. It doesn't kill Reclaimer. I'm not sure we want to give them value by taking it off the board if that makes better sense. Like if it's
We,
convenient.
yeah, I mean, we've been designed for a while to combat Plague Engineer. I imagine that like we care about as much like care as much about Plague Engineer as we do Bowmasters on the other side.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point about the plague engine. I didn't even consider it, and one noticeable difference is I've actually cut plague engineer now because I just don't think it's necessary. Um, engineer is good against elves, and it's good against cephalid breakfast. I think elves is going to be not very playable in the near future, at least until uh, people and the numbers of this card goes down. Once people stop trying it, cephalid breakfast. I think the fact that we have three bowmasters also really helps in that matchup. So I'm not sure we need the card anymore to save space.
There's also Infect, and I think Bowmasters does hilarious things against Infect. So,
I mean, so does engineer, but yes, bowmaster is pretty good there too. For the flash.
right, exactly, exactly. Oh, and then before we do get started, I
Mm-hmm.
think I need to have you share your screen so I can keep up in real time.
Mm, that is a good point. Thank you for reminding me.
No worries, no worries.
All right, I just shared my screen. Let me know you can see
Beautiful.
it.
Yep, I can see it. We're all good.
All right, perfect. I guess without further ado, I'll go ahead and start. But yeah, I didn't want to duck Josh's what's it called? His pile on suggestion. I just don't think we need it at the moment. If we need more removal, it's like consideration, but I don't think we do. And I wanted to give Josh and his Giants a victory lap there, right?
Sports ball, yeah.
All right. So, full disclosure, I have zero reps with Bowmaster. I didn't bother to proxy. I just haven't had time with the baby. Speaking, we have it here. I don't.
Well, think for science we have to keep this, right?
Thank you, Chris, for the subscription. Um, we could keep it for science. It's kind of a weak start, to be honest. But sure, let's just try it. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely not one of our strong starts, but at least there's like a curve. Oh, is this yeah, okay, we're up against D&T. So I've heard D&T players express concern in my area because of Bowmasters, so I think this is going to work out pretty well for us.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. That was kind of a good draw. Unfortunately, this is not quite the hand that's good against D. We had like three blanks more or less in the Shepherd and the two endurances, which is kind of why I wanted to mulligan in case we did face this kind of matchup. But maybe it's okay.
I think Bowmasters and Grist are just heavy lifters in this matchup, and it may not even matter.
Possible, very possible.
Oh, they're gonna port you though.
Sure. Mm,
I almost like playing Dryad Arbor to bait the Wasteland, maybe, but
yeah, the problem with that, well, yeah, I can see that. I think we're just gonna bash. I was thinking about. I don't think that we want our bowmaster to get wasted anyway. So you have a point. But like I said, I think under most circumstances, I probably would have mulliganed this hand.
yeah, I think so. I think I got a little jumpy at seeing Bowmasters in the opener and being castable.
All good. Actually, little fun fact: all streaks are meant to be broken, and I am carrying a 10 game winning streak heading into this match. Right? I 5-0 my last 2 leagues, so
Oh wow! All right. Well, I'm here to break the curve, break the streak, as it were.
that is not what you're supposed to be doing.
Interesting.
I think our opponent didn't see it. Actually, I know our opponent didn't see it because that doesn't make any sense. I think we just
I
get the
love the
cradle.
horrors. Yeah. Too bad this Mother of Runes is here to ruin our day.
Yeah,
A little bit.
there's some plays around it because you can like end step bowmaster, and then do it on our turn, kill it, take it off the board. Spirit.
Oh no, we can't draw more than one card a turn, Newton. What are we gonna do?
I know, right? I used to be. Actually, it's funny. This card used to scare me, and luckily it didn't get too much play back in the day. But I was like, well, this card just like hoses like half our deck.
Yeah, back in the day.
Good question, Josh. My gut is no initially because the black count is actually not that much more because we moved the snuff outs to the sideboard and then we cut the grist too. But it's something to monitor for sure. But my gut says no initially at least. Also, the mana base is better than it used to be.
Oh, we have so much removal. This is so silly.
Yeah, for sure. All right. How do we optimize this now? I think the optimization here is, um, I think the optimization here is probably bowmasters into endurance, just like to make the most out of our mana, and it also leaves our reclaimer up.
Yeah, I like that.
Sure. I would guess a solitude or something.
Should have flashed an opposition agent. That card is just like randomly so good, and then just so much bad in a lot of other matchups. It's so hard.
It is. It is. It is. Agent is the green mirror killer. Actually, I know post players hate when we play it. Win target game against post player.
Depths players hate it too.
Sure, I don't think we care. Depths, yeah. Well, they can sometimes go underneath it, but yeah, they definitely do. They also a lot of them.
Whoa! I haven't seen a Sanctum Prelate in so long.
I don't think we actually care. The funny thing is, we actually can kill this. like either two bowmasters or grist, right?
Or even the snuff out. We have so much removal, so many options.
All right. I think we're gonna go ahead and flash it in now. Maybe they port us here. I doubt it, but you never know. We can't, but that's okay.
I cannot believe Prelay just shut down stuff out like that.
What happened? Where's our token?
Oh, I don't think we get it because the damage didn't get dealt. Wait. Yeah, the target fizzled.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's. Oh, okay. That's something to keep in mind, I guess. It's very strangely worded. I would have not thought that, but that's okay. So I think that
That one was not on my radar either.
something good to know, right? The good thing is that I don't think it actually matters because the second token is actually significantly worse. Sure. I think here,
We get rid of the mom again, right?
yeah, and now we get the token. Dang, we're essentially a blue deck. We're just all flash creatures.
It's kind of sick, honestly.
I don't think we do anything. I don't think we want to put those cards. Actually, maybe we want to put those cards back into their deck. Okay, interesting. I guess we just bash with the endurance, right? There's nothing better.
Yeah, just bash with the endurance for now.
It's kind of funny to see them play. I haven't seen a Sanctum Prelay in a while, like you say. Sure.
Oh no, our cradle. No!
The funny thing is they made our reclaimer bigger.
I know, it's so good.
This card always impresses me. I'm biased, obviously, but I think it's the best creature in Legacy.
No, Fiend Artisan's the best creature in Legacy. Quit it.
Fiend's definitely more dangerous if you were untapped with it, but it's also 2 mana versus 1, right? But yeah, I definitely agree with. I see what you're saying on that.
Yeah. Is
Uh,
this a world where we just like play Cradle and use Shepherd? I don't even know.
it's possible. We have so much damage on board here. Green Sun just ending aim.
Yeah.
Not
No,
Green
not,
Sun, but
not quite.
we could come in there for like 1 million damage right now.
I'm just trying to think of. They didn't take their vial up, so they don't want to do like their Yorium thing yet. Do you think they have like a Flicker Wisp? Maybe.
They could.
I don't know if it like. Yeah, I feel like playing the land and attacking with the Reclaimer, the Shepherd, and the 2 Endurances seems pretty good. Oh yeah, play Gris on top of it too, because you can.
I feel like we just plus here. I don't think we care. I should have minus because the snuff out is out, but that's okay. Playing a little bit loose, obviously.
Feel like we're in a position where that's okay.
I'm just gonna. Who cares? What are we afraid of?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess like the bowmasters already did their job. Like they're not going to do much more.
May orc bow will lower in price. I think so. High star.
I will probably not pick up my M2GO copies until they are lower in price. To be quite honest, like yeah, I'm not going to be around this weekend. I've got to go out of town for a wedding, so I'm not playing any challenges or anything. I'm probably just going to wait till next week, see what happens.
All right. We didn't play the best.
Wow,
We didn't play the
I,
best there, but we got lucky.
that was definitely a scoop that just happened. Get those force of vigors in here.
That's true. Get these endurances out of here. Although they were, ironically enough, pretty relevant.
Two Sheppies. Easy boarding.
It is easy boring. Bad cards out, good cards in, right?
Exactly.
So I think the big thing there that we learned was, I guess against an active mom, right? Like I think we could have sequenced a little bit better. Obviously, I played a little bit loose there. I always chalk that up to like.
Honestly, not bad for a first Bowmasters game, though.
I do play a little bit loose when I'm starting my first match or game of the night, but we'll take it, right? It was ugly, but we got there.
Our opponent preemptively scooped. We take those.
Right. They also had the punt earlier in the game, right?
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Like wastelanding that Dryad Arbor at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I love the pun earlier from Ragnarok. Here to ruin your day, right? Mother runes.
Here to ruin your day.
Ugh. No thanks. I think if either of these were not in here, I'd probably keep, but no, I think we can do better. This is actually pretty solid.
I like this hand a lot.
Now the question is what to put back. I feel
Uh, I was gonna say the rule of duplicates, but
yeah, but the problem is like we had two. I don't know if we need two removal spells. This is like not great against them. It could be, but we're on the draw. I think it's that actually.
yeah, that works.
This card is broken against them, as you know.
Oh yes, I do know. It looks like they're holding up a plow for our first donk anyway.
Yeah, we're not gonna not play our dork in case they have like a turn two play. Um, I think the collect. Well, we have the force here. I think yeah, just take the collective. What's going on? Did it just freeze? Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. So, Chris mentioned it too. Like, Bowmaster's already down a lot from today, and I suspect it's gonna continue to go down.
Is it like back down to 20-ish or something now?
Uh, I think not on line. I don't know about paper. Surprised they kept this in against us. Doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Ooh, hello. I
Yeah,
feel.
I think you just play that, right?
Yeah, I feel like there's no universe where we don't do this. It's just too good, right?
Turn 2 Grist is one of the more powerful things our deck is able to do.
Yes. It's kind of like, hello?
I love doing it against like non-blue decks too, just knowing you're safe, like to do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't have to play around days, right? Three planes. What's going on here? Maybe it's a Skyclave? Sure.
That's a convenient answer. Oh well.
Ooh, they show it now. I like this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a nice quality of life upgrade. I think if they attack, we're probably blocking.
They didn't want to attack. Wow, that's wild.
I think they should. Well, it's hard to say.
Ooh, we're so close.
We are. Do we care? I guess is the question.
About
What is worth more, the spirit or our insect? Ironically enough, I think our insect token is worth more than that. Otherwise, I'd start bashing.
yeah.
I don't think we actually care about their spirit.
I would love to see a third land off the top so we can just sack an ignoble and make the hoof math very clean here. It would be awkward if we untapped without a land, but also
Yeah, I think
not much we can do about it.
I think it also depends. Like, if it's not lethal, I'm definitely playing around solitude. I think just getting attracts is really strong too. But
Yeah,
that's,
getting tracks is very strong too.
I just love how Atraxa actually plays around spirit.
Not a draw trigger, baby.
So that's actually I don't know. I think you're aware of this, but I think some elf players are not. Uh, in the sense that I see sometimes like people report to me, oh yeah, I couldn't get Atraxa because that Karak is up, Brett. And then my response will be, no, you get Atraxa anyways. Like dig through time is really strong.
Agreed. Oh man. Oh, I can feel the land coming. Here we go.
Yeah, Cradle makes it really nice. Okay, with no Cradle. Da-da.
So it would be +4/+4 and trample to team, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20 exactly if we got hoof. So it
Uh,
wouldn't kill them.
we ain't getting hoofed though. There's I think for me because we're so far ahead.
Atraxa is totally fine.
Right, exactly. We're just gonna reload essentially, right? Not to mention we're likely to Cradle here. There's that. Snuff out's just completely broken. So I'm getting another one of those. Da da da. And
Probably artisan, yeah.
yeah, probably the artisan.
And then we gotta snuff out the Stoneforge before they untap, I think.
We do. I think here we're gonna like attack and see what they do. Actually, I can just kill two things right now because I don't want them to declare blocks. This is kind of savage, actually.
Yeah, this is actually pretty messed up.
This is actually kind of messed up. Hey, Rent of Vampirus. They're not gonna block, and then we're gonna snuff. I think we'll follow EL Dub. Yeah, see, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I wonder what they're looking at in their hand besides that cauldron right now.
My only comment was like, not only is this not good against us, you are actively playing into a 2-for-1, right? Because Force of Vigor is a card we can't possibly have.
It is nasty that we are able to play 3 out of the board now. The card is so good right now for some reason. I've just been getting a lot of mileage out of it.
Yeah, it's a card that we weren't able to utilize before because it's a little bit narrow, but when it's good, it's like backbreaking though. But I'm glad you. What are some of the matchups you like it the most in?
8 cast for one. Absolutely disgusting. Also, D&T is something I see a bit of. Let's see, the Mystic Forge deck. Great hit, and TES. There are a couple players in my area that play the deck, so. Yeah, just seeing like lots of good value out of it. It feels like right now.
I should have. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't think.
I think it is far from mattering.
Yeah, I was just gonna point out. Technically, the right play would have been to activate and just get another creature, but I don't think it matters. Don't tell me it's frozen up again to that once upon a time bug, or the show the library bug, whatever you want to call it.
Oh no. Yeah, your moto's frozen. Your clock's not moving.
When are they gonna fix this? This is one of the most tilting bugs that repeatedly run into. All right, it's probably dead. We got to restart.
Yeah. Usually when I come across this, I just like insta restart. I don't even give it a chance. Like I'm like, I need to get back in there.
All right, I'll put the BRB. Getting I think there is a reasonable chance they may concede before we log back in.
That'd be funny as.
I mean, the board state is pretty lopsided. All right, we are back. I'm gonna change that to in-game. Oh no, I didn't get a fetch. Oh, I did. Okay, it worked. Yeah, Moses the coot. I just think we don't need four because it's like bad against some matchups, and we don't have brainstorm. It's the same logic why I've, kind of always like three shepherds, for instance, in the old builds. You don't really want two copies when it's bad. And,
3 natural order.
yeah, those are the type of cards. They're like three natural order, three once upon a time. Like you really want to see the card, but you don't want two when it's bad. All right, we are on the board for tonight. Pause for
Yep.
claps.
Woo!
So I know you're drinking what alcohol tonight, Curran?
I am having a beer. I'm drinking a sour from Great Notion Brewery called the Fruit Monster.
Oh, nice. I love sours. I don't drink it too often, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah, it's like the only beer I like, really. Just sours.
And what did you say the brewery was called?
Great Notion. They're just local here in Portland.
Gotcha. I mean, Portland's got known for some good beer, so some good sours too. I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a beer city and a coffee city.
No, yeah, the coffee I know all about. Like when I visited the brief time a couple years ago. Yeah, I actually can see it getting banned in like CEDH just because people love their draws and stuff, right? But I don't see it getting banned in Legacy. My personal guess, but I could be wrong.
This 6 is really good.
I think I'm gonna keep it even though this attracts us here.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll the dice. We don't draw the hoof or the more natural orders. Yeah, I mean, weird things are banned in Commander, right? Soul Ring's legal, but Prime Time's not, so I wouldn't be surprised. I think I'm just gonna fetch first. I think it's the ignoble. Well,
Yeah. Well, it depends.
it's safer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The commander, it just doesn't make any sense. Like Soul Ring's legal, and that just in itself, that says enough in my opinion. Yeah, see, we get punished. We get the grist there, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think something about this deck that people don't always realize is we're like limiting the fail rate. Is the idea of the deck.
Oh, that's a really good draw. I think we're
Yeah,
up against Hammer, so it'll be nice to be able to flash that.
yeah. Snuff Out's insane because I think they're on Hammer Time, as Curran mentioned. This card is insane against sure, any creature combo type deck. It's literally force of will.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can be. All right, looks like they're hard chilling on their no play, except to waste us, of course.
I think we just pass.
Yeah,
Get Cradle here. An interesting decision that we'll have to make if they don't do anything is whether to keep the Bayou, um, or rotate it and have the extra creature, right?
right.
Maybe we should not have given them the Mox Opal mana there. Sure.
I wonder if they have a Cauldron plan in the event that like the hammer doesn't work out. Nope, they just grabbed a hammer. Sure.
It feels like they're leaving mana up like every turn so far.
They also haven't had the enchantment yet, so I don't know. I still think you're probably okay to wait.
Yeah, I think we just wait. We don't have lethal anyways.
I think at the end of next turn we win if we can rotate for an arbor and fetch for an arbor.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we
Wait,
just.
yeah, we didn't
I
get
don't think we play
rid.
greedy here. Like we're not under any pressure, so
Right, exactly. Like, there's no reason to rush it. Let's just make sure it's a clean kill.
yeah. I think we're pot committed to snuff out this turn though.
Oh yeah. I mean, I assume that the scariest thing they can do is play the enchantment here, and then they'll go to attack. So let them go to attacks. They cast the hammer. They go to attach it. We respond. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or they do it this way, which is still answerable.
Right. The best thing that can happen for us is for them to tap out for us, so we know the coast is clear. Sure.
Oh no!
What? Actually, hold on. Can we hardcast it? Yeah, we can. I mean, I think we have to.
Yeah, we need the mana to be able to fetch the other arbor.
Right. Actually, that was a mistake. Now that I think about it, we should have just taken the 12 or whatever, and then. Yeah. That's a good point by Josh. I just realized that right now. We have 5 mana. So this is not awkward because we messed it up. I didn't think about the line there. I'm sure they get some wins because nobody knows how to play against their deck. But now let me see. Let's do it this way. And just pass.
Yeah, I think we can just soak a turn.
We definitely screwed that up.
Yeah, I didn't even think about God.
I think the correct line was just to
Smoke the Pure Steel Paladin as soon as the hammer was cast.
mm, yeah. Yeah, I think that's correct. They get the draw trigger. We smoke the Pure Steel Paladin. Uh, granted they could have just played another land plus another. Sure. It kind of felt like the whole time they were leaving up snuff. Leaving up Swords of Plowshares too. I think we just take this. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna play around a third Swords of Plowshares, but I could be wrong. I think we're gonna deck thin here.
They didn't re-equip?
I think they just probably clicked through it.
Then we win.
Yeah, I think they just screwed that up the way we screwed up earlier. But I could be wrong. Oops, that's not correct. I want to do it this way.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, hold on. No.
That's one extra damage.
Okay, well, we got incredibly lucky for that.
For not playing tight, yeah. Definitely don't play the best when we're streaming, but it's more for the vibes and the hangout and the Twitch learning than anything else.
Yeah. Now we know in the future.
Now we know in the future exactly, right? Yeah, I think they're probably beating themselves up right now for not re-equipping. If I were to guess, if they had the third swords, I think that's something we just live with, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to complain if it. I mean, I'm going to be real sad about the statistics, but I'm not going to be like, oh no,
All
feel bad.
right. All right, we dodged a bullet there.
Woo!
Speaking of good force of vigor matchups, right?
And stuff out. Yeah.
I don't want the Bob. Thank you for the follow, generic Moto player.
You like Fiend here, huh?
I clicked in case. I actually think not, based on our mapping here. It's kind of similar to a DNT matchup, right?
I think this looks good.
So Josh brought up a point. Bowmaster not that good here. Yeah, I don't think we saw any X ones. It gives us chump blocks, although I don't think that's like worth it ultimately. I think Fiend is probably better than Bowmaster.
All right, yeah, that doesn't seem too bad.
So you guys don't throw the computer out the window in anger. Sad. Yeah, I don't think Esper Sentinel is that great against us personally. So
Endurance can like block the Ornithopter and the air. I don't know.
but it loses flying though. I think
Right when they flash in, yeah.
I think it's Bowmaster over the Shepherd because it's more chump blocks, I guess.
Yeah. It's still another body that contributes to cradle count and everything, you know?
Mm-hmm. I don't like C's against this kind of matchup. This is kind of obscene.
It's kind of interesting.
I think that's another land, and we're golden here.
Yeah, that's like all I want. And I think we can reasonably rip that, right?
I think so. I mean, we play a high land count for this reason, right? Like our deck doesn't really want to mulligan for the most part. I mean, we mulligan okay, but it's still like a Fiend Artisan Cradle deck at the end of the day, so it's still critical mass. Sure.
Really? You're just putting it out there like that?
I feel like we just do it now, right?
Yeah, why not? Just waste of.
Actually, it's just
I think you pitch natural.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think I pitch natural. I'm debating whether to keep this. I think we do. This thing is obscene.
I hope you had fun, opponent.
Well, there's the second land we were hoping
We
for.
love that.
I think we are in prime position now. Sure. Sure. All right, what to do? I think we take a peek sees first at their hand.
Yeah, seems fun.
Sure, why not? The punish here is if they play the equipment then waste us.
Aggressive.
I'll allow it this time.
All right. You can have it this time, opponent.
You know the Ken Jong meme? I'll allow it.
I'm trying to remember what. No, I need to look that one up.
Do we want to trade here? I feel like we do.
Oh wait, is that from Community?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think we care about like Mox Opal. They want to trade, they can.
They can have it back.
Yeah, you can have this if you really want to trade your card draw engine for, essentially a useless card.
I hope they send Paladins back at you into the onboard 3/4.
It's highly possible.
Hey, it's that X one we were talking about earlier.
Right. Giving us more targets, right, for Forza figure.
Nah, for when we drop
oh.
Bowmasters. Oh, they're doing it!
Uh-oh. I think we'll allow that one to go. This just feels wrong. I think we just might as well just kill this, right?
Yeah, sure. We can even pay the mana.
This does not feel remotely fair.
So I guess you just put them in the Stone Ages?
I think so, yeah. This just does not feel remotely fair. I just attack with...
For 4?
No, for 2. I'm gonna rotate.
Okay. Then that deck.
No,
Probably...
we want lair.
Oh, right. Yeah, because we're going to make a massive guy.
Sure. In hindsight, I probably should have taken the Thopter instead of the Opal because they can't turn on Metalcraft anyways, but I don't think it matters. We're like way ahead.
I can't cast this one.
So Bowmaster's the real deal. I mean it's not great in this matchup, but I think it's okay. We'll see. Sample size is still kind of small.
We've only played against mono white decks tonight so far. We can't give you the assessment.
I don't agree with that block, but I guess I see it. That's true. It does pitch to the third Force of Vigor. Natural order? Not natural order. I think on this board state. I think I'm going in with everything. If they want to block them as everything they can. Glad to see it, Joff. Yeah, it's at least in the near term. It's gonna be rough for combo elves.
Man, why can't I get leagues like this?
Why can't you get what like this?
Why can't I get leagues like this?
Maybe it's because it's the start of the new season. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they named the layer too, right? The layer is actually causing them problems.
They have to.
I think they have to. Yeah, they have to.
Yes!
Sure.
That's got to be like a new achievement unlocked right there.
It is.
Oh, sick. We're one step closer to hard casting a Traxxas.
Yeah, that's true. Unless we pitched it already. No, we didn't. So the funny thing about this is the reclaimer is gonna get in there for
Bigger than
5.
my constructs. Yeah.
I mean, Lair did a lot of work, Chris, this game. Small misplay by me. I think given that they named the needle, I should have used a Lair to tap for mana. Just want to point that out in case you want to represent double black somehow, right? Not that we have double black, but all right. That was our opponent didn't have the best showing there, and our deck looked pretty good. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. Curran, anything you want to add to the mention to the chat before I come back after the quick break?
Nothing to add at this moment. I will meet you back here in just a moment.
All right, I'll be back in let's just say 2 minutes. Gonna get some water, and then if Curran wants, he can like talk about the list.
All right. Sick. All right. What up, chat? See you in a minute. My favorite breakfast item is probably a cinnamon roll, if you can consider that a breakfast item. Close enough. Super sugary pastry. I mean, donuts are delicious. They really get you going in the morning. Pancakes, waffles, or French toast. Geez, all solid options. I think most of the time waffles, but pancakes are a close second, and French toast. I used to love it the most, but um, only the way that my grandmother made French toast. Really, like that was the best, and unfortunately, that's no longer available to me. And but I do love breakfast food in general, so it's really hard to choose. But I think most of the time it would be waffles. Fair enough. Fair enough. Uh, yeah, I used to believe that the day didn't start till noon either, and then I started working a job that required me to be awake at 8 a.m. So
Hey, Curran, I'm back.
hey Newton, welcome back. We're just talking about breakfast items.
Oh, nice. What's your favorite breakfast?
I think out of the three choices that were given to me of pancakes, waffles, and French toast, waffles is my favorite of the three.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, what about you?
I think of those three, thank you for the follow, Shadowless 10. Actually, that reminds me. Here are my socials. And Current, if you could post yours as well.
Yeah.
I think of those three, I'd probably also say waffles with maybe French toast second and then pancakes third. I think overall, though, my favorite breakfast might be dim sum.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was saying my favorite breakfast item overall is a cinnamon roll. So
Mm-hmm. No, I love this kind of topic, right? Getting to know some of the people who are watching here. That's pretty awesome. Uh, I think the big takeaway going back to the previous match, to me at least, is this card's really messed up, and there's one other thing that I don't remember. I guess yeah, I guess Force of Vigor is messed up. There was something else, but if I remember, I'll think of it. What about you, Karen? Any takeaways so far from the two matches?
Honestly, they aren't the matches that I really want to be seeing necessarily. Like, I already had a hunch about DNT because I've discussed it in theory at length with a good friend of mine who plays the deck very well.
Uh-huh.
And Hammer Time is so niche that it's just like I don't really. This isn't the matchup that I need to know more about. So, but so far, I mean, even with that all in mind, like at a ground level, like orcs still seem good just for putting two bodies on the table for two at flash. So
No, definitely, definitely. I think something that I mentioned on Discord and on my Patreon especially is it at least within the context of our deck, the floor on this card is like pretty high. It's a, if we're being fair, right? It's a flash, albeit off color, black. Mogwar Marshall, I think is the floor, and that in when you have Cradle and you have Phenards and you have Hoof in your deck is all very relevant.
yeah, definitely. But nice to start with a 2-0-4-0, I guess. Let's see where we go.
And to be fair, we have not been playing. I mean, to be fair, our opponents have made some mistakes too, but we definitely have not been playing the sharpest. And I think the card that has been super impressive so far, definitely the Snuff Out is just a very broken card. I think it's one of the main reasons to be in black besides C's. Um, w- w- Something that I talked to Levi about, I jokingly, because he's been playing the Cascade Rhino deck, and I noticed his deck has 27 free spells. Our deck has 17 at the moment, and we can easily swap Thoughtseize for Grief, but I don't think that's necessarily better. But going forward, maybe that's just the future, right? Just as many free spells as you can play.
It's like Parker always says, more MH2 cards, more MH2 cards, more MH2 cards. Like, just the way these cards are high in quality these days. Free spills are back on the menu. It's nuts.
Yeah, or OG free spells, right? Like Snuff Out is, I think, the card that has been most overlooked within the last few years. I don't. It's completely broken, and ourselves included. We probably took too long, to be honest, to be playing the full four copies.
Yeah, definitely. Why is this Atraxa keep showing up in our openers?
She learned from Progenitus, is why. I think we still keep though.
Yeah, again, you're looking at a very high quality six, like outside of the Atraxa. So
Great question, Chris. I think Rhinos is a real deck. It it's essentially a stompy deck, and Levi put it this best, right? It's essentially a stompy deck that gets to play Force of Will, Force of Negation, and Force of Vigor, and Endurance and Fury too, right? Like a bunch of free spells.
there is no way that you just ripped Cradle as your draw step.
So one joke that I have is when your deck is just all broken cards, your top decks are going to be a lot better.
Yep.
I think in the infancy of like, when we were still playing Glimpse of Nature, obviously, I used to joke with Jax. This is like oops all Cradles, right? Like we're gonna have Cradle every game, and I think that makes sense when you should have the card that is the best card in your deck at all times, right?
I smell an opposition agent.
Same here. I don't want to get blown the what out by that. So I think we're just gonna like run out to
Spam the
one.
board?
Yeah, I think we're just
Yeah.
gonna flood board here. How is it a stompy deck with no chalice sphere? Curious on your thoughts. Great question, CCD Smash. The reason why say that is because the game plan is actually very linear, and it's essentially just trying to play your three drop and win, right, and ride that to victory. It's like not playing Ancient Tombs, obviously, in Soul Lands, but I think the idea is kind of the same. It's just that you instead of playing lock pieces, you get to play free spells now. I'll let Curran answer this question. Shadowless 10. Curran, you there?
Yeah. I was just reading the question. Yeah, so Shaman is the best thing that a Plague Engineer can name against us because it has the most hits through Ignoble Hierarch and Allosaurus Shepherd.
Yeah, it's the best thing, and I would say in terms of effectiveness, it's like medium in my opinion. It can get us on some board states because like we're not gonna not play Our ramp? No, it doesn't hit Noble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch is a druid. So it can get
Yeah,
us, but I don't think it's like we can definitely play through it.
but like one of the most beautiful parts of our deck is the ability to chew through any amount of removal and have like a threat that benefits off dead creatures, right? Like Plague Engineer is for that reason pretty low to maybe mid impact against us in general. So
Damn, we're so close to hard casting Atraxa here.
this is the 3-drop black creature that concerns me the most in the metagame.
Why are they playing Wasteland too? Come on. Sure.
Yes, you got it.
Yes, our hand is dead already, anyways. Ironically enough, they might take that Atraxa here. This is actually really funny.
Like, yeah, this is why Exalted rules.
All right, if Inigo, if you're watching here, this is why we play Noble instead of Bop.
just, I just love multiple Exalted triggers. It's so much fun.
It's like not relevant, and then when it is, it's game breaking, right?
Right, exactly. Like, this should be more or less a pretty nice lock that they have against us right now with this opposition agent, and we're just not caring.
Like, imagine if this was. Okay, we're just gonna bash again. I don't think we care. I think we just play this. You never know. So one of the things I get asked a lot is how do we beat opposition agent? This is how. It's like baked in, right? Like the fact a lot of the planning happens beforehand, namely the fact that we have exalted, while not intentional, it's by design, if that makes sense. So like when we added the hierarchs, it wasn't to solve opposition agent, but I like that it conveniently does. Is that kind of how you feel, Curran? What do you think about
Yeah.
like I
No, that's what I mean. Like the exalted, like the guys that were playing there, obviously have decent like mana fixing available to them. You know, like ignoble hierarch. That's like really the primary reason for it all. But yeah, when exalted is relevant, it's just like it's so wild how much it swings a game.
Yeah, it breaks open board locks that you like against that. If we were playing the old version with Landlord Worlds, I think we probably lose, right? Like we can't get through.
Yeah, like we're just looking at a 3-2 stone wall essentially, and if we're attacking at all, we're throwing bodies away in the process.
All right, so I think we don't want shepherds. We probably don't want bog in this matchup. I think this is a force of vigor matchup. We didn't see anything, but I would suspect it is.
And I don't know about Oofy if we're playing Force of Vigor, but
Uh, so I think what they could be on is the helm deck. See how I board against helm.
they could absolutely be on Helm.
So here it looks like we take out one bowmaster. That makes sense. Like the reason why I prefer
Yeah.
Bowmaster over the Shepherd, same thing, right? More bodies.
Right, exactly, exactly. You get just 2 bodies for 2 mana, so
So great question on this, Chris, or comment. I guess I'll let Curran. You want to answer this first, or should I?
maybe this is too early to say this, that comment.
Yeah, like he thinks it might be the strongest version ever in terms of metagame, and in terms of like overall card quality.
Uh I mean, it's early, right? It's still pretty early, but the impact that we're seeing uh is kind of similar to that of Fiend Artisan when we were first displaying it, right? I don't know. Like we haven't personally seen that impact yet, but Chris certainly has on his weekend, for instance, like the Blue Red Delver matchup where he made an 8/8 orc and just it absolutely dominated that match or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it doing its the most work, and then for us so far it's been just like a fine card to have, and in fact we were able to play at instant speed through like a Rishadan port, so I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
I think in terms of like strongest version ever, in terms of power level, it does have the most fire cards. So I mean, there's that. Uh, as far as whether it's the strongest version relative to the metagame, I think it's gonna be hard to beat Eternal Weekend 2021. Like that one, I felt like the deck was way ahead of everything else, and namely because Ragavan was in the format. I would lean towards that, but I can see arguments either way.
Hot take, but I miss that little guy ruining blue mirrors.
What's going on here? They haven't done anything.
Yeah, you're just kind of like setting up for freezies here. I don't know. Like, what are we gonna do? Go get a Traxa if they play like if they tap out?
Feels like maybe a sweeper is coming, or maybe they had like an engineer or something. I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Okay, that's what I was afraid of.
I like in my mind was jokingly like, "Oh,
The
toxic deluge mana, perfect," and they actually had it. Wow, incredible!
funny thing
Good thing
here,
we have a fiend artist.
the funny thing about this is Phenars is huge now.
This is what I'm saying. Like, we can play through as much removal as they throw at us, and then throw down a threat that just is like, "All right, you still have a problem." Like,
Don't tell me they're gonna combo us the same turn. Oh, okay, sure, sure.
no biggie. Just gotta get that Traxa down. Oh, unless you're planning on like trying to win with Hoof because Bowmasters makes a guy. Aw.
Mm, I think we flash it in here in case they hit us.
Yeah.
I really hate these kind of decks, but that's me.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I think we might lose now. That deluge was not something on my radar. Oh my god, I have to read.
Oh my god. What? Dude. This card is like so medium here. What is happening?
Interesting. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but
You certainly have an Urborg Scavengers.
what is? I think it's the new season, and people want to play with the new cards. That's I don't understand what is going on here. Sure. Let's take a look. Sees. They have a second
Better
one.
not let him have another one.
All right, that's interesting.
Well, at least the Orc army can just like chump block here.
I know. I don't know what's go. Okay, sure. A non-token. Okay, that's actually kind of clutch. I guess this then.
Sure.
So the question here is, we're at virtual 8 already.
Let's see. If they attack for, I guess we just like take one more draw step and see if we get out, right?
I'm trying to think
Like,
the math, right? Like, if we do block, does it actually buy us a turn? I actually don't think it does.
no, it doesn't.
So
I
we just
think we're
take
just
everything
playing
here.
one draw here. Yeah.
That deluge is pretty big. I also think we screwed up. I thought about it in the moment too, like in case they have an edict effect. I was thinking not
Oh, we do have to block because if we draw, we lose. When we draw, we lose.
Oh shit, I didn't think about that. Yeah. All right.
It has an attack trigger too. Wow.
All right. We need to draw a natural order now.
Does it even save us? We don't have like the math to do lethal.
So I think in the moment I thought about it immediately and we got punished, but we should have led with a bowmaster there to play around. I was thinking Liliana the Veil, but okay, that kind
Oh,
of
that's big enough to tussle.
yeah, it can rumble. I think we're bashing with this. Yeah, it does chump both. Actually, if they do it right, it doesn't block either. Yeah. So we have to do it this way now. They should have attacked with the shielder too. That was a mistake on their end. They have full information.
Eh.
I guess it doesn't matter. All right. I think the turning point of this game was not leading with Bowmaster to play around the Edict effect. Um, to be honest, I'm not sure it would have mattered. It would have been closer, but I'm not sure it would have mattered.
I don't think it would change the outcome by any means.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
That makes me feel better, at least. I think the way we boarded might be wrong. We did not see any Force of Vigor targets. I think we just want creatures then. What do we? It's a very strange deck. I don't think endurance is what we want either. Like, I think we just. Well, actually, maybe not. Actually, flash might be relevant because of the deluge we saw. All right, let's try this. Sure.
You really just snapped off this hand?
Yeah,
You're insane.
I probably would have mulled, but I don't think there's anything in particular that we're like looking for in this matchup. And
Yeah, yes.
I think natural order is just really good in this matchup. Uh, hey Jeff, we can. It comes up every once in a while, but you kind of rare. You kind of need Fiend Artisan to do it because Fiend Artisan will get both hierarchs out of the deck. I don't think they have a 1 mana removal spell too, so there's a good chance we go like turn 1 hierarch, turn 2 something else.
Yeah, I think it's probably fun.
There's 2 noble hierarchs in the deck, Jeff. So that's why I said you kind of need Fiend Artisan to do it. It comes up in like really long matchups where they have something like I don't know, ensnaring bridge or something out. I think here we're gonna do that into this. Just play everything out.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to threaten an early natural order here.
Yeah, if we can just natural order for an Atraxa, it's already worth it if they tap out. They probably don't, but I don't know. Didn't feel like they're playing Dark Ritual, so that's
great. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're in big trouble now. Yep. I think. All right. So there's 2 options here, obviously. One is to play around Plague Engineer. The other one is to. I'm trying to think how we lose. I think the way we lose is they like Plague Engineer our board and then Edict us.
Yeah, I think it's correct to play around Plague Engineer.
All right. So, Thought Seas, Green Sun. Okay. So the creature is probably just gonna be the Reclaimer.
We haven't made land drop yet, have we?
No. So I'm gonna seize them. I think
Yeah, yep.
because I just don't think they can beat this card. After a seat, they obviously can top deck, but we're just gonna rip whatever's out.
Nice way to play around Plague Engineer.
So they have the scavengers that we don't care about. So I just think we're gonna take the edict in
Yeah, take the removal.
and then just pass. Right. So I'm glad we played around the plague engineer. So like, there's this belief amongst swap mages that they can just plague engineer green decks into oblivion. It doesn't really work against our deck.
Nope.
Sure.
I want you to draw another black source and double Bowmasters as Plague Engineer because I think it would be fun. Oh, okay. Never mind.
That would be pretty funny. I think the line definitely play the reclaimer. We're gonna get in there and bash for 7. I guess the question now is what do we plan around? I think there's no reason for to lose to Deluge here.
Yeah, I think you're good to just pass.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. I think. That makes sense with Gristlebrand, right? Could probably name Arbor. Or Dryad, sorry. I don't think we care if they attack.
Not at all.
I think we just bash. So again, not the best matchup for Bowmasters, but at least it's board presence.
At least, yeah, it's like minimally showing up and still like presenting
Uh,
something pressure, I guess.
I did not, Jeff. I did not. I just went for attractions because I just wanted to double dig through time, right? All right. 3-0. Very nice.
No blue yet.
So I think based on the matchup so far, what is your read on Bowmaster? Like in terms of quantity and like, does it affect how you want to build a sideboard? I'll put up the deck for reference.
I think I really like where we're at the moment. I think 3 is still a healthy number to start out with. I still like also having, the free removal and snuff out, and then also the endurances as well.
Yeah, it makes it so that's difficult for opponents to just like Google our name and it's just, oh, they don't have main deck removal. I'm just gonna like play a certain way, or oh, they don't have a graveyard interaction. I'm just gonna play a certain way. I think based on the matches that we play so far, 3 kind of feels like the sweet spot because I don't think we want to draw 2.
Yeah, I think 3 is definitely a sane number for now. Might be subject to change after more testing, but again, where we're at with the list currently seems totally fine.
Yeah, it just feels like it easily slots into our deck. We don't really have to warp around it, which is pretty nice. I don't think we could say that before about like Glimpse of Nature. Obviously, that's like a big build around, and even to a smaller extent, Fiend Artisan is somewhat of a build around, but not as much.
Right.
Yeah, I think what I like is we just have so many like haymakers on the sideboard too, right?
Yeah, I mean the cards in our sideboard are very high impact, which I love. I love that a lot. It's something I was actually discussing with someone recently in the area. Is like, remember, like Legacy, like is so much fun when you just have like absolute like just sideboard destroyer cards for different matchups.
Yeah, like there's no harder hate than like Late on the Void, obviously, and I just like love we just random haymakers right in the sideboard.
It's very good. Oh look, the tracks is in the opener
It's
again.
literally been every match. We're playing against Kevin. For those who don't know, Pikachu is Kevin. They're on Patreon with us as well. I don't think they're on our deck at the moment, but we'll see.
Wow, this is a great hand. We just put the shepherd on bottom right. Get it out of here.
Um, I think I'm actually thinking something else. I don't know what they're on. I'm gonna assume that we don't. I think in the dark, given that we have the mole, it's either the snuff out or natural order. And I feel like they tend to play like aggro decks. Uh, Natural order is pretty good too. If they're on Delver, I'm gonna regret keeping the natural order. I feel like it's this. What do you think?
Personally, I'm. If it were me, I would gamble and put back shepherd, but that's just me.
Yeah, see, I think it's for me. I'm like really risk averse, and I don't like drawing the second natural order. And given that we mold, that's my logic at least. But I'm also very conservative the way I play. So like, I just think if you draw the second natural, you probably lose the game.
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll see what we're up against.
I think I would put back the Shepherd if natural order was one of the options. Chris, just for completeness, I guess. And I would actually put in the blind probably the Snuff Out because, but it just so happens that this opponent, I think, likes to play more tempo decks. So I'm kind of relieved I put the natural order in back.
All right, you got rewarded for metagaming. Congratulations.
All right, I think we just like snuff this out right now.
Never let the Darcy live. Never let it get value.
All right, I think we just play the Shepherd now, and just hold the Green Sun.
Yep, seems good to me.
They probably have to kill the Shepherd, right? Because an endurance sticking probably just wins the game. There's a chance they're on Grixis to play Orcs, just because it's the new flavor of the month. But we'll see.
Cannot wait to draw Bowmasters in this matchup. You have no idea.
It's gonna be real sweet, that's for sure. This feels like opposing Bowmaster, but I don't think we care.
Play into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play into it. I don't think I care.
Oh my god, gas.
I'm pretty sure what's gonna happen here is they're gonna Bowmaster our Shepherd and then probably daze us. But I just don't, care.
We play into it. No fear. Let them have their sick play. Okay, they're just bolting.
That's fine.
Boring. Bowmasters would have been sweeter.
We could have gotten a. We could have gotten a Reclaimer as well, but I just, in case they don't have the days, we just want to draw out the Force.
It is Grixis.
Ugh, I don't like that though.
Come on. Just really hoping for endurance there.
Yeah, that would have been sweet. Yeah, the other line, like I said, was it definitely felt like they had removal, and I guess we could just take the Reclaimer. But we took the high upside play in case they had Force, right? Like,
yeah, you high roll there, I think, still.
Could be a Murktide Regent coming in soon.
I feel it. I feel it in my bones. It's happening right now.
Yeah, I think so too. Sadly enough.
Come on, dog. Really?
Yeah, they have it. I guess we didn't really respect our opponent too much. It was definitely Telegraph. I just didn't care, right? Maybe we win it if we played it correctly there.
Nah, we're gonna rip Snuff out right now. We're gonna rip Grist right now. Just some form of removal.
That's not bad. Even if we face one, that's funny.
All right, now we just need a land. Easy.
So the idea is how much margin can we just like loosey goosey, right, and just like win anyways? How much margin does the deck actually have?
This is a matchup where you really can't afford to fuck around on your margins.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to Curran about that.
Oh No more spells. Stop.
I think they could have snuff out.
We have so much more to deal with.
Yeah, I think we probably win, but I just like didn't respect my opponent. That's the end of the day, right? Like I think the easy play there is that you get the reclaimer. All right.
Yeah, I guess if we had gotten the reclaimer too, we would have like had access to bog. That's tough.
I
Oh
think
well.
I think it's okay though because we just want to find out, right? Like how much margin does this deck really have? Can we just like screw around and still get away with it? And the lesson there was we could not, at least there. All right, we'll try to not screw around as much.
We'll play super tight, we promise.
The C's definitely caught me off guard, but that is okay. I think this is a good hand.
Yeah, I'm down.
Bowmaster's kind of clutch in this matchup.
I want to see it do things to them. Fit unspeakable things.
If we don't win, that's okay. I think it's all about the vibes, right? We're just trying to like gauge the power level of this deck.
I'm just stoked we're 3-0 at the moment.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, our opponents didn't play the best, so there's that too. So I think what's likely to happen is we're gonna get our door bolted.
Wait, no, don't do it. Oh,
Yeah, that's okay actually. I don't mind that.
yeah, I don't mind that either.
This card actually low key not that great against us, at least in this configuration.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
All right, we ball right, like D said.
Yeah, fuck it, we ball. What, do they have the days?
Yeah, we don't
Alright,
care.
whatever, you psychopath.
I don't like Hoof. I don't think we need it because I think we just win like any fair game. Oh, that's annoying. I'm gonna regret my words, right?
Nah, we good. Your Murktide will have to wait. Play a 1-1.
I think they assume that we have it. Kevin knows our list, so.
No, we didn't get to stuff that brainstorm!
It does stop us from getting Gris. That is correct, Inquisitor. That is probably one of my weaknesses. I screw around too much and then just and then I lose because I just assume the deck can make up
Yes.
for it, so to speak, right?
I'm so bloodthirsty right
I
now.
know, right? This is gonna be so sick. All right, I think we just do it this way. Oh, it's too sick, right?
Thank you.
I think we're just gonna pass.
Yeah, just hold up in case he's.
It must be a miserable feeling for our opponent here. Oh, maybe they Murktide for 4? That'd be an interesting call. I think it is. Huh.
I think that's
I don't think we
fine.
care, but that could be me. Do we care? Probably. I think we just play it for board here, actually. That's okay.
Meow.
Wow.
Ain't no.
Okay.
Sure, attack his opponent. Do it. Do it. Send Sheppy.
They don't have the bolt. Oh, that's annoying. We don't fetch here because the life could matter. Ugh.
Yeah, that's tough. Stupid cage, honestly. I almost want to throw a guy's blessing to the side and bring in one force of vigor.
Nah, not for one off like that.
All right, fine.
I think against Delver, maybe it's better to just hold the Bowmasters for full value because uh, yeah, it pretty much makes that matchup unlosable. Otherwise, it's actually a hard matchup. Mm, I don't know about that. I think it. I'm so Chris. I think more in terms of like what cost me games, and drawing the hoof will cost me a game. Whereas I don't know how many games I actually needed to win. No idea. Jig is up. Maybe they're afraid or something. Combat trick. I could be playing double endurance. I don't know. Do they just not have cantrips? What is going on?
I guess not.
All right, I guess I'm gonna say what needs to be said. Bowmaster kind of sucks.
Wow,
It looks pretty bad
that's
here, right?
aggressive.
It looks
That's
pretty
pretty
bad here.
aggressive.
I'm just gonna say, right? Like, I gotta call it how it is. It looks pretty bad here.
You know what looks really bad here? That stupid Grafdigger's cage.
That's true. I think we fetch because we're dead next turn, anyways. But yeah, they don't even have cantrips. Like, what is going on? Or I mean, to be fair, maybe we're supposed to hold back the other bowmaster, but it's still just a 1-for-1 there. I know, right? Why does this not have reach?
They have bows. Like I thought creatures with bows had reach in Magic the Gathering.
All right, this is one strike against bowmaster. I will say it was pretty bad right now. I guess it killed. To be fair, it did kill a Delver of Secrets, I think, earlier.
It did, yeah. I mean, it definitely fried one at least.
I don't know. From this matchup, look kind of overrated right now.
Boo! Orcish Bowmaster is not very good. Sell now.
I
All
know,
right.
right? It didn't. Although to be fair, it looked pretty overrated there. I mean, I'm just calling how I see it, and I'm pretty high on the card. But to be fair, we probably lost because of the cage. Uh, Maybe that means we're supposed to play one Beseju, but I hate that card.
I don't hate Beseju personally, but I understand.
Yeah. So the second copy was pretty bad there. Granted, they did fry one of ours with theirs, but um, and to be fair, also maybe we snipe this aberration if we hold the other one in hand, but uh, like I don't think we want. Yeah. So possible we should have held the other one, killed the aberration. We probably still lose to the Murktide. And it's too bad we didn't draw like our snuff outs, right?
Yeah, it is too bad we didn't draw our stuff outs because yeah, Murktide was still the issue at its core. So
Yeah, so Francisco and mentioned it, and we kind of mentioned it. We could have held the second one, just for value. We were a little bit ahead on board, I think, at that moment, right? Did they have a?
yeah,
No, they had a Murktide region out. So, and I don't think we cared about the Murktide at the time. So we probably could have held it. Something to keep in mind, I guess. Okay, so Francisco is right. I shouldn't say insane things. The card was good there. We made two orcs. The second one is definitely a lot worse because we rather have two tokens than one tokens at the 2/2.
I would just like to point out that this was our first blue matchup with one toughness creatures, and it's the one we lost. So interesting, huh? Interesting how that works.
So I'm gonna take a quick restroom break again. I'm gonna leave this image here, but feel free to have some. Yeah, this is the first Bowmaster discourse already, right? And it was kind of it killed the Delver. To be fair, and we did play to the board when we probably could have held in hindsight. Um, uh, yeah. Opponent didn't have any cantrips too. That's the other thing, right? Like
Yeah, I thought they played like the one they
they had to
played
brainstorm
one
the one turn that
brainstorm.
we had
Yeah,
shields down. The army is actually pretty relevant. The problem is the second army doesn't scale well. Like we rather have two tokens than 1/2/2, like I mentioned, because of Cradle, because of Fiend Artisan, because of Hoof, all a bunch of those things like that. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom real back while I'll let Curran entertain the Twitch discourse, I guess.
yeah. You can berate me, chat. Let's go. Yeah, that is awkward that that's how that game went. But I do think, yeah, if it just wasn't for the cage, we would have had a lot more play. We would have been able to get endurances down and just like completely turn off the Murktide plan and be okay. But c'est la vie, such is life. This deck is pretty good at flooding.
All right, I am back. I see. I have
Welcome
excited
back.
Twitch chat here.
Yeah, lots of discourse happening. I want to see another match with Orcish Bowmasters though.
They boarded out Ponder. That's possible. I know the person, so I could ask them. That's what they did, unless you already know. Good point by the jig here. They probably brainstorm cantrips back. That is a very astute observations. Yeah, maybe I just was not aware. Maybe I was supposed to like main phase the bowmaster there. Although I don't know if I had a chance to. We can just watch the replay. To be honest, that's probably the best thing. So let's take a look. I guess. Also, the cage is was quite annoying there, right?
Yeah. The ignoble was a nice draw out.
Not. I also think we do. Like I think Vivris, Alex mentioned it here somewhere. I forget where it was. Somebody mentioned that they think I rolled low, and I do think I agree with that. Like I didn't see in there. Okay, there's the second. See that bowmaster was insane there. Okay, so they already played the brainstorm. I think earlier before we got the chance to bowmaster them, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it was like after the first Bowmasters and we only had one mana up. Uh,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something like that. Or
The
no, it wasn't after the first Bowmasters. It was during the
I,
turn.
I just wonder if we're supposed to like turn to preemptively bowmaster then, like to shut off can to. Well, that seems bad because you want to hit the delver, but and they just have another one the rest of the game. I do think if I'm being fair, I think it was okay, not great, and maybe it's because our hand didn't line up well against theirs.
Yeah, I think people are saying that jamming the grist into the days there was just like the wrong thing to do, and it was just better to hold up the Bowmasters. But uh,
That's possible, and maybe I have to just change my play pattern because I pretty much never play around days. Like I don't think we can with this deck.
yeah, I mean the general rule is
I
no
pretty much always
fear.
jam. Yeah, so Jeff, I think an Esperval, if I were to guess based on this game here, I'm not sure four is the correct number because you're gonna hate it if you draw against lands or if you draw against Moon Stompy, some of those decks. I do think it's probably the best in like your deck. I think it's probably really good in ours. I think we talked about that already. Oh, playing against Harry. Actually, this is a. I think I forget if this is the other Harry. I think it is. But I could be wrong. Keep.
I am so sick of this Atraxis showing up.
This is like the fifth
Why?
match in a row, right? This is pretty funny.
Why is it always here?
Uh so the interesting thing is the Bowmaster will be good against like their dorks, but otherwise kind of bad. I think we just take FA. Not to mention if they waste us, then the Bowmaster is pretty bad there, right? Uh, so I want to see one deeper is pretty much how I decided, Jeff. So in case, all right, so it would have been good there, but
What are you gonna do?
yeah,
Like, how about just play two Fiend Artisans
I know,
instead?
right? Ugh, that is not what I want to see. Yeah, Bowmaster would have been good there. The problem is like if Harry didn't have it, maybe I'm supposed to take it and just like knock out their dork there. Actually, that's a good point by Francisco, right? Like the Bowmaster putting two bodies there while killing the dork. We probably are way ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, we couldn't have predicted that they were gonna go like turn one dork.
I'm trying to think. What are we trying to play around here? If anything, what's in white or red? We're just gonna YOLO and see, I guess.
Watch out for the Ice Fang Waddle! Scrub Ranger! Oh, what? Post combat? Okay.
It's unfortunate too. The Atraxa in our hand is like a deterrent, as annoying at the moment. Also, thank you everybody for watching here. This is the highest viewing we've had in quite a while, and pretty happy about that. Without a rate to it, as far as I remember, right? I don't think anybody rated us.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so pretty nice. We did all natural, right?
Happy to be here for it.
Actually, Curran here is the. Ooh, okay. Something is going on here. A lot of ramp. Uh oh. Uh oh. All right, we're gonna.
Creature killed me.
Okay, I think what we're gonna do here is not give them a chance to trade and just let Bowmaster kill that thing before it takes over the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do it. Take this, Granger Guild.
Hey Mike, how's it going? The funny thing is the decks that I thought it would be worse against it's been better against. And against Delver it was kind of medium there. The second one was bad. Like awful bad. Oh really? That I don't know why that's the case, Matsa Bayama.
That's actually annoying to hear.
Here are my socials again for those of you who are curious and somehow found me without without the word being out there. Also, Curran, if you could put your socials again, I'm sure people will be interested in like your takes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Knight, all right. Now, if we can just draw a land, I think we will. I think we have lethal if we draw a land here. Please land. Not a land. Not a land. The good thing though is we just like snuff out this knight, and then bash for a bunch. And then this is actually the setup, right? We want to attack with the orc army. Oh, actually, Chris mentioned I should have bowmaster trained there. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's definitely the right line. I was like tunnel visioning into like natural order.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see if
Sorry, I
it
missed
matters
all
or
that
not.
because I
That's
was
a
getting
hundred
my
percent.
socials.
That's 100% a misplay by me. What just happened right now? Sure. Did they just play this from hand? I think they did.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
They're battling you.
Sure. Okay.
All right,
If we draw a
we
land,
got it.
all of this doesn't matter. Actually, we don't even need the land. I just realized we have lethal on board.
Yeah, yeah. We just have lethal.
All right. Play pretty loose there, but still got there. Honestly, Bowmaster's been impressive against some of these like X1 decks. Like Fiend Artisan to like just like loop it a million times is pretty insane.
Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna see like bowmasters be the most effective, even without draw spells. Right? Is just like killing creatures out of the creature decks.
No, Francisco touched on it too. Like I do think Bowmaster, like if we're gonna be, critical of it in the previous game, we gotta give credit where it's due. It was very good this game, and would have been even better if I actually tutored for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The second time, I mean. All right.
Oh, also, yeah, that Sylvan Library did not look good in the face of a Bowmasters on the table, by the way. That would have been insane if they decided to use it. Because Library says draw those cards.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. No, I actually think because we've always been kind of lukewarm on library in our deck. I think this just kind of is the nail in the coffin for library, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I think like Francisco was mentioning, right? Like we have to be fair. So if we're gonna count the previous game against Bowmaster, it was very good this game. So I would think you would agree with that, right? Twitch chat / Curran.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, Shepard is dog water in this matchup. All right, I think we have one cut. Let me see how I board against Maverick. Oh, I cut a collector. Oof. Do I want to do that against them here? That's probably reasonable. They don't have Stoneforge. Lomer board disagrees about library. You're talking about in the context of our deck or what? This feels like a mole. What do you think?
Um, I have kept this exact hand before.
This feels
but
like a trap.
yeah, it probably is.
All right. This is
There you go.
better, I guess.
Kind of. We'll just put Traxo in play. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Sure. I actually don't think I love Force Figure this kind of matchup, even though they have Saga. I don't know if we want to be a down card. Okay, this hand just got way better. This is just so broken that we can do this.
We love Snuff Out.
I know, we're gonna draw the tracks now, right, Curran?
It's coming. No!
Uh-oh, if they plow us, we're in trouble. That's exactly what just happened.
Mana donk, mana donk, mana donk. No, not another one of those.
Jeff might have a point about keeping that hand. I was just a little weary because it was 4 lands. But obviously now this is a lot worse.
Yeah, I didn't hate that first hand either. But, I get you.
That's the problem with me playing Force of Figure. I don't really want to pitch because I like all our cards. The mulligan was 4 lands. I think we just slam here.
Yeah.
If they had Mind Sensor, they would have played it.
Why do I feel like they have another plow?
They probably a punishing fire, I think.
No!
Endurance. Okay, sure.
Oh, okay.
I think we probably lost this game, but I think that it might have been lost on that mulligan. I'm like torn on this card. I don't love it against this deck. Oof, they're probably dead now. I don't think I've ever had this kind of like passionate debating on our Twitch, right? That's pretty neat. Sure.
Yeah, it's getting...
I'm pretty sure we're dead, but we'll see. All right, that's scoop it up time. We're gonna give Harry the benefit of the doubt. All right. Do we want to change how we play that game? It
Uh,
almost feels like we don't want force.
I Force of Vigor seems so heavy in this matchup. Yeah, I almost just want like
I feel like
decent
almost that,
creatures.
and then maybe yeah. I feel like we just want creatures like that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think that's fine.
Bias is maybe not the right word, but definitely a very opinionated chat here we have today. Seas I don't like as much against creature decks, creature mirrors. But
Yeah,
but
not
yeah,
to say
I feel what
TS
you're
is good.
saying, Francisco, about it being better than like Force of Vigor. That's valid for sure, for sure. That makes sense, Francisco. Straz Daddy's in the house here, who had a nice Maverick run himself over the weekend. My only rule here is I don't mind the discourse or the debating. Just make sure there's no personal attacks. That's the only rule, right? Legacies.
Yeah, let's be civilized here. I don't know. Romario says Legacy sucks. I think that's worthy of the ban. That seems like a
I
personal
know
attack.
Romario always with the hot takes, right? Uh, ooh, that's annoying. I'm a little bit curious why they. I guess they're afraid of getting natural ordered. That's why they went after the hierarchy, which makes sense, I guess. Okay, that's an easy, you know. Hmm.
Easy. I'm looking forward to hardcasting this hoof. I
I'm
mean,
so
we are well on the way.
I'm really glad we like got rid of that saga package because imagine how clunky we could have been otherwise too, right? We're already clunky as is.
Yeah, I was not sad to see the Saga package go. Don't get me wrong, it definitely did things and was cool and like,
Oh, the end
you
game
know,
was insane.
yeah. Like there were upsides, but uh I think it's overall pretty clunky.
This is interesting. So I can get the problem is that they kill a thing. Then I can't like bog them, right? Because then the grove is up. I
Yeah.
think we just pass here and just like hit land drops and then force them to respond after that. Yeah, now they have the decision to make, right? Like, are they going to allow us to catch a natural order here? I think here we just get the cradle.
Gotta start sometime.
So that's okay. It's a 0 for 1, and we got a cradle out. I don't think we mind that. So here we're actually fake bluffing the orc. So if they want to tap out for, sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ooh, okay, that's kind of annoying. All right, that is a problem now. I think we're gonna lose this game, the way it's going.
We're gonna rip natural order right now. It's gonna be okay.
Oh, that's
That's
actually
actually pretty good.
yeah, that's pretty good. The only thing I haven't paid super close attention to the chat. I see a brainstorm commentary here. Our deck doesn't play brainstorm. I do think our deck is one of the best decks in the format. So take that with a grain of salt for what it's worth. I don't think you actually have to play brainstorm to be tier one. I think Moonstompy, for instance, is probably tier one as well.
I think Kulu Limpa proved that last season.
I think here we just pass.
They passed us, you mean? But yeah,
Sorry. Yeah, we don't fetch. Now punished, but it's a whole different. I wonder if they have endurance. I guess we can check for it, right? I think
they totally have it.
I think they have it. Yeah. The good thing is they're gonna shuffle our arbor back in, which is kind of neat, I guess.
Yeah, you may be able to just hardcast Hoof next turn.
I know, right? Don't think I care. Yeah, I think our 3-0 start is probably gonna unfortunately be 3-2 now. We did make some mistakes. Granted, actually, the whole league, to be honest. But I think it was interesting. To Harry's credit, he's played very tight here. So I think what's gonna happen here is. All right, so they're gonna plow the arbor, but that's gonna give Argoris another, essentially another turn. This punishing fire, typically not good against this, has been very good. So I think our only out now. Ugh. How are we losing? Yeah, our bats have been just awful, for what it's worth. Yeah, and even that's like looks dicey now at this point.
Yeah, we can't even get a creature on the table.
Normally, I don't like even care about punishing fire, but it like took over this game. Oops, I should have fetched. It doesn't matter really. Um, uh, that's kind of a turn late.
Yeah, what? I mean, you can like get an. Do we have any endurances in the deck left?
I believe we do. We kept 1 to 2 to 4.
This
So,
might
so
be the turn to just green sun for it.
yeah. We're way behind though. I don't really see how we win this game to be honest.
No, we're just fighting to stay in at this point.
Like I think the only line here is like we top deck natural order, we get the Atraxa in, they Caracas it, but what we drew off the Atraxa wins the game.
Right. That's like our hope.
I think the real loss was how we sideboarded game 2, and we just drew below average here game 3, and their hand was pretty good against our hand, but I think where the match was lost was probably game 2 when we misboarded. I think I would love to play another league. The problem is I don't own these Orcish Bowmasters, so I want to return them to Chris. And I don't know if we can get through a second league in time.
Yeah, I don't think that's realistic, sadly.
Yeah, if I didn't have to return them, then maybe we play like another match or something, or two. I'm playing 3, Mike. Yeah, Bowmaster's pretty bad here. In our deck, that's usually a good top decks for what it's worth. So that's something to keep in mind. Granted, the cards that we would be playing instead of the Bowmaster, I can bring it up here. Uh, all right, so here's what we like 5-0 the last 2 leagues we played. It's like more or less the same, right? Like instead of a Plague Engineer, instead of a second Grist, and instead of a Terra Sunder, I guess we're having 3 Bowmasters. So how come you only had to shell out? Oh, only need to. I see what you're saying. What just happened right now? Oh, I see. They got Saga. Oof, awkward.
It'll be great when we get a second creature. Then we can like hard
uh,
cast stuff that way, obviously. Oh wait, we're probably gonna die before
I'm
that.
pretty sure we're dead, but this has been interesting nonetheless. Well, if nothing else, I think Twitch chat today has been very lively, and I appreciate everybody chiming in and at least trying to be civil. Maybe sometimes at times being unintentionally uncivil, but I appreciate the banter for sure. Congratulations, Josh. Yeah, Josh Hader is a very good closer that Josh here, Lord Maidry, is referring to. Like our out here was Atrax, and I think that even is slipping away. Oh wow. So I think this game, I'm not sure anything really could have been done. Again, game two, like that force of vigor forcing us to mulligan was pretty bad. And I think it's just something to learn in the future, right? Like we probably don't want force of vigor against Harry's deck.
Yeah, I think Force of Vigor. Well, I mean, now seeing the saga and stuff, though, I kind of miss it.
Yeah,
But
but you're down two cards. Is that's the problem? I think. Like I don't want to mulligan hands like because of that.
I don't know. You could also look at it through the perspective of like saving it to hardcast because
Sure,
like some of
sure.
these artifacts are coming down later. Uh, so
Yeah, maybe one is like okay. Our out is well. I actually think we're just dead on board, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think we're pretty done for
I'm
here.
pretty sure Harry knows to keep in Caracas in this matchup. All right,
Not that it matters.
all right. That was fun. We went 3-2 after starting 3-0. Lost the last two matches. Uh, for some reason, my last two streams, I've gone 3-2, and my last three, I guess you want to call it non-streams, right? I 5-0 the last three of those, and 3-2 the last two streams. So maybe I'm just a choke artist, but um, but yeah, it's like really funny because the last two, I think the last five leagues, I streamed two of them. I went 3-2 in both of them, and then the last three of them I did not stream, and then I went 5 in all three of those. So very very interesting pattern that played out there. The list felt okay. I think Bowmaster definitely was good on some points, just as extra bodies. Think I misboarded against Harry, and then could have played better, not just in these last two losses, but across the board. To be honest, any thoughts, Kieran?
Yeah, I think it's just gonna take some more reps to figure out kind of where we're at on the whole Bowmaster thing. It was an unfortunate sight to lose the tempo matchup with the card because I think it's probably the strongest in that matchup. But things happen, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think how this first game played out. So we won a six. There's that.
Yeah, but we kept the perfect six because we bottom natural order.
Yeah, no, for sure, Francisco. I not just even this match. Like I made mistakes throughout the whole league. Like I definitely wasn't as sharp today. Uh, like there was that right. Like I could have played around the bolt into days. I usually don't even I dare them to have it usually, and they just happen to have it there. I don't even necessarily consider that a misplay because if they force it, I think I'm okay with that as well. And then they'll hand up lined up really well, and we mulliganed. So and we kind of drew somewhat poorly these last few games for whatever it's worth too. Yeah, that
Yeah.
thought seize was what killed us. Like I figured I was still fine, and then they took the second green sun. I think yes and no. Jig is always up. Um, I think in general this card has aged worse, at least against my builds, because I'm playing Force Snuff Out. Like you're just gonna be behind on mana a lot of times. I don't care if you get forced it or not. But that's my take at least. What do you think, Curran? Is Murktide Regent still good against us?
I mean, it's certainly the threat I fear the most out of the deck. But Snuff Out is a clean answer, and then preemptive endurances are pretty key to playing against it in general. So, I mean, like, it's manageable, but it's definitely the threat I fear the most. So,
Yeah, my take is it's definitely the card that probably wins the most games from the other side. But I think compared to like when we were playing, early versions of Artisan or like, Glimpse of Nature with Reclaimer still, I don't think it's as good as it was maybe during the Glimpse age because Um, I don't think it was good as good it was during the glimpse seed because we just have more answers now, especially ones that are tempo positive. Like Assassin's Trophy was good during Eternal Weekend 2021, and then when they added Mystic Sanctuary and a basic land as a punish for Assassin's Trophy, well, not then it got a lot worse, right?
Certainly.
All right. Anybody have any questions for either Kieran or myself or both of us regarding the list? I think the list. I may give this a spin again. This exact 75, but uh, probably after the second league when I'm better adjusted to some of the play patterns and play a little bit better, I can get a better gauge.
Yeah, so far I'm wondering if we are going to downtrend on the amount of Orcish Bowmasters that we play to one or two. That's kind of like my first early impression at this moment.
Uh huh.
But I still think three is a good amount to be testing because, again, the floor is pretty high in the fact that it gives us two bodies and at least 1 point of damage to do to something. So,
The other thing I can see, to be honest, too, is I really hate giving up Force of Vigor, but either cutting a Force of Vigor or going down to the two bow pass because I think Grist is just really strong in general, and maybe we want the second copy.
right. Yeah, I think second. I think I do want second copy of Grist back in the list somewhere because that card, like just the Fiend Artisan Grist, Green Sun Zenith Grist, that's always been one of the most powerful things our deck seems to be doing these days. So
No, yeah, for sure. And then to answer Harry's question about the Squid Ranger, I personally like Queen Ranger in our build better because we need one drops anyways. So like it fulfills that requirement. Because one of the deck building requirements for Fiend Artisan is you kind of have to have one drops, and the elf part is actually a liability, even though it can combo with or you can pump with Shepherd, but that's generally win more. But it just makes ourselves a little bit weaker to Plague Engineer on elf potentially. I don't think they'll call that because if you notice, there's really only two elves that get hit by Plague Engineer, right? Like Reclaimer doesn't care, so I don't think that's actually as big a liability as it was when we ran like Landlord Elves.
right.
Taking the initiative is generally not a problem. Snuff outs help a lot. The other thing is, like I said, one mana is significantly better than two in our deck. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we have no problems with the initiative wars.
yes, so Francisco and everybody in chat here kind of agrees. We probably want the second grist. Like it probably could have turned around maybe that game two against either Harry or sorry, the game three maybe against Harry or Kevin, but what to cut it will be the more interesting thing, whether that be the third bowmaster or maybe we, you know, get rid of one of the force of years, which I don't really want to do, but I don't really see another cut to be honest. Like, I just love hosing Painter for whatever it's worth. Any
Yeah,
thoughts?
as long as Painter is still relevant, I'm playing Gaia's Blessing. Like,
Yeah, I think this card is for people wondering why I play this card. It's because pre Guy's Blessing, I felt that matchup was like 30-70. And I think with that matchup, if I'm even being conservative, I think it's like 70-30 the other way. It's like flip 50 points. Or how much was that? 40 points, I guess, right? Just with one card.
yeah, it's ridiculous how much like that turned around for us.
Isn't okay, so isn't 11 fetches one too many? I fetches are really good in this deck because they represent creatures as well, not to mention growing reclaimers. I can see going down one if we want to play the Boseiju. I just haven't really felt like I want to Boseiju for any particular reason. Maybe we do that because Cage was we lost that one game to Cage, but I'm not like you have to have it naturally, right? We can't tutor for it. Okay, there was a question about endurance. Could I just switch to a 2-1 grist endurance? Um, the endurance split could be as many as 4 or 0 in the main deck, but we need to play 4 in the 75. That is like not even debatable in my opinion. Because especially in a once upon a time deck and a deck that happens to not want to lose the reanimator, and Doomsday, I think that is like one of our best cards. I have not played against Chaos Defiler Harry. Full disclosure. Have you, Curran? What's your thoughts on that? Curran, I think Curran.
Defi-
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I play against Defiler pretty often in my paper meta game because the painter players there have adopted that, and it's very easy to play around whether you're endurancing their yard or you're like in response to an activation or you're just um, putting Plague Engineer on Goblin to kill the Welder. There are just like there are several ways that to circumvent it. I feel like, and I Chaos Defiler is not all that scary to me. So
Yeah, my gut is just from afar, obviously. I have not played against the deck, or have I seen Chaos Defiler in action. But my gut impression is it's better for the deck, obviously, if they can play it, but not necessarily better against us. What I mean by that is I don't think there's a big gap in terms of like what is the one they're playing right now? The Phyrexian Portal, where they like sack 3 of our creatures. I think if they get the Welder and Engineer engine online, we're probably gonna lose anyways. But I can see it really mattering against some other decks where they need a hoser for non creatures, if that makes sense.
right.
All right. Anything you want to add, or anybody else want to add a question? Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and raid. Looks like Parker here.
Yeah, we should raid Parker because he's playing orcs, and that's what you're all here for, right? You want to see some orcs,
I
so
know, right? I'm pretty sure that's why. Thank you everybody for showing out tonight. This is our highest attendance in quite a while, so that means a lot to me. I appreciate all the support, and then I'll probably keep everybody posted how this deck development goes if we change anything. Current obviously will be you know you know jamming this as well and crushing it things as usual.
hopefully we'll see.
All right, off to Parker we go. Nice one, I love it, Francisco. Appreciate the support.